Good afternoon and welcome to a restorative class with Diana. So today we're going to use 3 props. We need 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket or a bolster if you have one. And we will start simple and easy in the puppy pose. So we're going to keep our hips up for this one. We're going to lengthen the arms forward and drop your elbows down. And forehead comes to the floor, the hips lifted over the knees. And let's go ahead and connect here with the breath. Just bringing that awareness of the inflow and outflow of the breath in the body. Connecting with our energy of life, which is the breath. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath at the top, expand the rib cage, create some space. Holding that breath in, create some pressure. And as we let go of that pressure, we feel a nice gentle relaxation in the body. And as we exhale fully, we feel more and more relaxed. And then there's a void at the end of the exhalation and a hunger for a next breath. And let's allow that breath to come in, releasing that anxiety and hunger. Breathing in fully. Pause at the top of the inhale and feel that pressure rising again in your lungs, expanding, creating space. Maybe a little bit of tension, but we know that next comes the release, the relaxation. Releasing gently, let the breath flow out naturally. And maybe at the end, squeeze the navel to the spine and release more breath out. Hold with no air in the lungs. Let your body hunger for the next breath. Feel that anxiety rising that you have no oxygen. And then notice how relaxation comes as you know that the next inhalation is right there. And you notice how the breath in and breath out, it's a natural flow and you know it's happening and you trust it. And let the rib cage drop a little further down maybe. Chest melts a little bit closer to the floor. And let the breath happening naturally now. Trusting that you always have your next breath at the tip of the exhalation. Space and then in breath. Space and out breath. Trusting the process of breathing. Trusting the process of life. And gently now we're going to move into the next pose. Extend the right leg down and bring your left knee out to the side. And this time we'll drop the forehead to the floor. Arms can be extended out. And notice a nice release in your left hip and groin. Connect with the breath again and let the breath teach you something new. Or maybe something that we already know, something ancient. Connecting deeper with that energy of life and trusting its power. And as we trust our breath, we trust our body, and we trust the universe that provides this energy of life, the oxygenated energy that we breathe in. And then we trust that the oxygenated energy we breathe out is good for our planet, for our plants, and thus we live in harmony. And bring your attention to the inner area of your left hip, into the groin and pelvis. And breathe there 2 long, meaningful breaths. Just notice how it feels to be your hip, to be your groin. Have an internal experience of this area. And with the next breath in, we're gonna lengthen the left leg and bring the right knee out to the side. Reconnect with the breath. Sending the breath to the right side of the body. Feel that resistance, that point that is tense or tight or dark, and bring in the meaningful energy of the breath, new vibration, new energy, maybe some loving kindness and compassion from your heart to your right hip and groin, and experience how it is to be this area of your body. Last breath here. And as you inhale, bring the hands closer to you, lift onto your left knee, and extend the right leg. And then drop both hips down and come into a Sphinx pose. Align your elbows with your shoulders, press the fingertips down. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly, and drop your hips further down into the earth. Looking straight ahead at the fixed point ahead of you. And close your eyes and imagine the horizon line in front of you, where the ocean meets the sky. And use your imagination here and stay connected with that line. Maybe it's the sunset or the sunrise. Let your body sink deeper into the sand. And let your elbows sink a little bit more. Palms touching the earth, the sand, feeling the warmth. Inhale, lifting up your heart. Exhale, heavy hips sinking into the sand. And feel the sand hugging your body. Very thin slit of your eyelids being opened just a bit so you can see the horizon line. And enjoy the view, soak in its energy. Sunset or sunrise. different but still the same. We trust that the sun always rises, that the day always comes, and then is followed by night, and then again another sunrise. Just like a breath, it's a cycle that we trust and we know. And we remember December, it's the month that we focus on trust. We trust our breath, we trust our body, we trust the universe and its cyclic nature. Everything comes and goes, nothing stays the same, but it always happens. And we slowly transition into the next pose. So we're going to come on up with the hips back and down to the heels for a couple of breaths to release the spinal tension. Come to child's pose briefly. Allow the forehead to drop down. And as you exhale, drop your hips toward your heels. Inhale, lengthen the arms. And drop the chest closer to the floor. Okay, let's turn around and grab our blanket. Excuse me. So we're gonna roll our blanket in a cylinder shape. Or if you have your bolster, that would be great. I'm gonna put it under our spine and we sit next to it. Then we're gonna drop down. If you have a long torso, your head would be off. Extend the legs and let your hips drop down as well. And arms out to the side. Reconnect to the breath. Close the eyes, focus inside. And breathe in gently into the open chest, observing how the breath flows and travels maybe lower below the rib cage. Expanding. Breath in, the belly rises, diaphragm expands. Breath out, feel that gentle release. Panic, fear, or anxiety may arise. Just breathe through all the emotions that need to be seen. Any unprocessed feelings, memories of the past. Don't hang on to any of them. And notice how the energy flows all the way down to your toes. So as you inhale, up the leg on the inside and all the way to the crown. And as you exhale, down the side body, to the side of the leg, to the little toe. And then inhale into the belly, down the inner right side of the leg, up to the outside, tracing up to the crown on the right side. So creating two heavenly circuits, right side, a big oval, and then right side. They connect in the center, they overlap. Breathing in again through these meridians. Now from the belly up the chest, into the left side and down on the outside, down to the toes and up to the belly. Next breath from your right side to the belly, into the heart, chest, and all the way down the right arm, into the right toes. And next time we're going to activate into the center again. And we're going to roll to the side to transition into a T position across the body with a bolster or blanket under the arms, like a T. So lay back down. So your arms are on top of the bolster, opening up a little bit different area. Between the rib cage and the upper chest, around the heart. Connect into the breath again and breathe in all the way to the collarbones. Hold the breath at the top. Create that tension, pressurize the body. Hold. When the tension increases, you let go and relax. And you know you can do that in any life circumstance that creates tension or stress. You know, at the top of the stress or tension, you can always choose to let go and relax into the next breath, which is the exhalation, the release, the let go. The surrender. And notice where the breath needs to go. Is it around the rib cage? Is it around the side on the left side? Maybe around the heart? Maybe in the middle of your chest? Find those trigger points and bring your attention and the energy of the breath there. Connecting deeply into that sensation and know that you can change it. With a breath in, you expand, create space, bring some lightness and aliveness into the area. And as you exhale, you release any shady, stale, old energy. Two more meaningful breaths here. See if there's any edges you still need to soften. And allow that to happen. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, turn to the right and start to come up gently. Try to move real slow and mindful. We're gonna move into a supported bridge pose. We can have the bolster or a block under our upper back and one at the pelvis. So see which one is better for you. Block vertical. And the other one goes right at the edge of the tailbone. And maybe if you can do more, you're going to bring the block in the other direction, horizontal first, see if that fits your hips better. Or if you need even more, you can bring it vertical for more opening. Center it just right, and then allow your arms to drop. Feet are aligned with the knees, heels and knees, and then parallel line from your knees to the hips. And enjoy this tiny inversion. We have the blood flow coming down to the head, to the chest, thyroid gland, parathyroid, pineal gland, master gland, pituitary. Close the eyes, focus between the eyebrow to increase that intuition and inspiration. Imagining this amethyst cave at your Ajna chakra. And you walk into this cave and you spend a few minutes there. Dropping down into yourself. And look around and see what you find. Use your imagination and see this amethyst cave, very vibrant purple. And as you walk in, the cave expands. Gets bigger and wider and brighter. And maybe you find some answers here. Question, inquire, go deeper. Hear, listen, feel, notice, and just be an explorer of your own mind, the depths of your true self, your true real mind, not the ego mind, not the clingy, fearful mind, but the higher mind. Bring a smile to your face. Smile to the edge of your eyes, and a big smile in your brain. Relaxing everything. Feel home. Feel whole and feel complete. And then we transition from this shape very gently, dropping the block to a lower position first. Take a breath here, let the body readjust. And then maybe to the lower level. Take another breath here, be gentle and kind to your body. And then to the lower level. Turn to your right, letting go of the other block. And we'll prepare for our last pose. Again, we're gonna have the bolster under the whole spine. And now we're gonna need our strap. So bolster behind your back and your block at your feet. So first we're gonna lock our ankles together. So that way they don't create any tension. And bring the bolster next to your tailbone. And exhale, drop your body down. And let your arms come naturally to the side. Your head maybe drops over the blanket, which will be nice. You will open your throat chakra. Depending on your torso's length, it doesn't matter really. Just let it go. So your legs don't hold any tension. They have support and they're held together. Your hips are resting on the floor. Your arms to the side. And if you're on your bolster, it probably feels even better because you lift up and open the chest, the rib cage and diaphragm. And let this pose be. Get in touch with the breath. And notice the energy flowing throughout your whole body. So we're going to inhale from the tailbone up the spine. From the crown of the head, we exhale and breath travels in the front body to the tailbone. So this breath is called the heavenly circuit in Qigong practice. So we bring the breath up the body and then exhalation down the body. And we connect with this circuit of life in our own existence, in our own body. And after you do it a few times, it becomes natural and it continues to flow. Inhale, tailbone to crown on the back body. Exhale, crown to tailbone in the front body. Continue this flow on and on and on for the rest of the practice.